It's January 2nd, 2026. I've just arrived at my small 36 square meter studio in Dubai. I turned 27 last year, and I've never felt so alone in my life. The last year has broken me and inspired me at the same time. It has been a roller coaster ride with loops that made me extremely dizzy, but this feeling of loneliness, I have known it for a long time. I felt it for the first time when I was 12. On the very same day my struggle with depression began, I didn't know the word for it back then. I just felt like I didn't belong in this world. Ugly. I thought I was not a good person and didn't deserve this life. At school, I was the boy without emotions, the one people were best off avoiding. Well, that's not entirely true. There were people who saw the dark clouds and wanted to help. But when you're trapped that deep in a black hole, neither their light, nor their words, nor their outstretched hands can reach you. I shut everything out until they eventually gave up. In my head, I played with the idea of ending it all. But I was afraid of life and afraid of the end. That state made me sick. So I looked for another way out. 1 to 2 packs of cigarettes a day. Alcohol whenever I could. I knew it was harmful. But I was too cowardly, or, in hindsight, smart enough, not to end it outright. I hoped that the excessive consumption would invite death sooner. That went on until I was 15 or 16. Then the pressure at school began. You have to decide on something you can do for the rest of your life. I will never forget those words. I was completely lost. But that was exactly the point where a pain threshold was reached. A voice inside me was screaming for change. My career goal was unclear, but my goal in life was set. I wanted to be happy and leave this world happy. I no longer wanted to be trapped by negativity. That's how my hardest journey began. At 17, I dropped out of vocational college. I wanted to take my life into my own hands. At 18, I started my first company. At 24, I left my hometown. I was engaged, earning very well, and at my peak, I had 15 employees. Every goal I set my mind to, I often achieved faster than expected. I told myself I wasn't living a luxurious life because I didn't buy expensive brands or sports cars, but there are other forms of luxury, and I fell into that trap. Instead of investing the money, I traveled in comfort. Always direct flights, always one way. Rent, flights, lifestyle that often came to 10,000 to 12,000 euros a month. Anything beyond that, I spent on personal things. I thought it would go on like this forever. Until the year 2025 began. Everything I thought I had under control started to crumble. The business was no longer running well, and the income no longer covered the high fixed costs. For the first time in my life, I took out a loan. I lost a business partner I considered a friend. I ended another business relationship and only afterward realized the amounts of money I had been cheated out of for years. I separated from my fiancée. 3 months later, I started a new relationship, fell in love again, and it lasted only 2 months. I even cut off contact with my sister, one of the most important people in my life. Thank God I came to my senses again. The year 2025 completely drained me. Grandiose goals, intense pressure, self-isolation. I was stuck in a self-destructive survival mode. Once again, I reached a breaking point. I had to climb down from my high horse. I knew what I was capable of. I had proven that to myself. And by then, I also knew that I was worthy of being alive. I started questioning everything, my character, my life, my friends. What do I really want? I've broken it down into 7 main goals. 1. Acquire 4 properties, 100% equity, no debt. 2. Get married within the next 3 years and start a family with at least 3 children. 3. Achieve a purely passive net income of 20,000 euros per month. 4. Enable my mother and my sister to live financially independent lives. 5. Maintain a healthy body and mind with true work-life balance. Calisthenics as my main sport. 6. Learn regularly, continue to grow and reflect. 7. Pray 5 times a day and meditate regularly. And I want to do social media, but solely to provide value, to help others, to grow together with others, and in doing so, to help myself. This video is the blueprint for this channel. I see 2026 as an opportunity to document my new chapter: human relationships, personal development, making money and AI tools, sports and health, real life stories. There will be times when there's more of one and times when there's more of another. If you want to join me on this journey from this 36 square meter studio back to the top, then subscribe now and turn on the bell.